Melvin referenced the team meeting, how you guys haven't lost since the West Virginia game. Have you noticed a difference in those guys at all during this stretch? I mean, anything just off the top of your head?
Yeah, we're playing better. Guys are seeming to enjoy it more. I think that attitudes have been good. I don't think they were ever bad. It's just we were just kind of blah, and I think we certainly showed more energy. So, and winning's more fun than not winning. So probably a combination of all those things.
I'm curious with Florian, his own progression this season. When you think back to him at North Carolina or the start of the season compared to the guy he is now, where do you feel like he's taken the biggest steps forward?
I haven't studied his numbers from a points per game or rebounds per game in certain sections of the season, but I would say his aggressiveness on both ends. He's making more plays for himself offensively, just like taking it off the bounce from the perimeter and driving it. He did that. I think he scored 4 points against Tech doing that. But the biggest thing is, I think defensively, he's guarding everybody, and he's really improved his perimeter defense by not lunging and gambling and just keeping his body between him and between his man and the basket to the point where he's hard to score over or around. So I just think he's a better player, but I think that's, you should be a better player. You're a part-time player last year from a minutes standpoint. You become a starter, and you should be better now in game 20 than you are at game 2. But he's certainly doing a nice job. He's having a nice year.
2 bench points against Texas Tech. I guess moving forward, where do you envision kind of the impact of the bench for the remainder of the season?
Well, I think, I know what you're saying, but, bench points are really important if your starters aren't scoring. Marco isn't himself right now because he's nicked up. And Jamari, didn't make shots in that game, and Cole didn't. But sure, we'd love to get more production off the bench. What are we averaging a game off the bench? About 13? Is that about right? Not in league, but I'm talking about for the season. So we'd love to get more, but that's one of those stats to me. It's important, but depending on the number of minutes you play, like if starters are playing 34 minutes a game, that leaves you 30 minutes a game total for bench, and you're not going to score 20 points in those 30 minutes. So a lot just depends on the amount of opportunity, but I think our bench actually hasn't been bad. I think we've been okay. And when we needed somebody to have a big game because we were off, we've usually had somebody come through, i.e. Marco and Mari at different times this year. So we need more. There's no doubt about it, but it's kind of a misleading stat, in my opinion.
How is Marco doing in the days since? Because he was obviously able to play and had a chunk of minutes, but how's he been doing in the days since?
He hasn't. He couldn't practice yesterday, and he'll be limited at best today. So his availability on Saturday, depending on if he's able to practice tomorrow, is still in question.
And then I think this is about to be the 4th game in a row you guys play a top 10 scorer in the country. What stands out?
I hadn't even thought about that.
I mean, you got Haggerty, DePonsa, top end, and now what do you see from Terrence Brown?
I just looked at this before I came down here. How many twosomes in our league are averaging 40 points? You just don't see that very often. And with us, even if DP, if you count his season-long stats, at 21 plus, and who's our second leading scorer at 15 or whatever, it still doesn't add up to 40. And of course, we get a chance to obviously play against 2 guys this weekend that are combined for 40 from the perimeter. So to me, Brown is a natural scorer. He can score off the catch, and he's got range, but he still drives the ball, and he's got a good in-between game. And you're going to have to guard him. You're going to have to guard ball screens in certain ways with McHenry for sure, because they can definitely score behind it.
I know right now Cole's not playing a lot, but when he's in there, he's rebounding or diving for loose balls or just doing little things. How important is that for a guy to just get in there and do what he needs to do?
Well, it's really important for anybody that has not had the opportunities that he probably wished he was having, because we went for a period of time where we played Jaden and didn't play Cole, but I think Cole's attitude and the way he plays in games from an effort standpoint is the exact same way he plays in practice. So I still believe, and it's going to happen. He's going to make some shots. He's a good shooter. He shot it really well the last week or 10 days in practice. It's just a matter of time he's going to make it. The thing about it is, with some players, before they get to college, you can take 5 or 7 shots to find a rhythm, because it's okay to be a volume guy in high school. And at college, you don't have that opportunity to be a volume guy if you've got other guys on your team that can actually do it. So it's a different situation for a lot of guys coming in that were scorers or shooters, that maybe instead of getting 12 looks a game, you're getting 2, and you got to make 1 or 2. It's a little bit different pressure, but he's handling everything well. And to the question about the bench, Cole's very important to us, getting production off the bench.
What'd you make of the Saturday, Monday turn? And you got another one coming up, and what are you doing to try to find extra rest for those starters that are playing big minutes?
I don't think it's bad if you win on Monday.
Yeah.
Our schedule is everybody's got a story. Everybody can spin it away, or your schedule's hard or whatever. But Saturday, Monday games aren't easy when you do a lot of them. And I think we have, if I'm not mistaken, isn't do we have one more Saturday, Monday, Chris?
Houston, yeah.
We play Houston on Monday, 1 day prep. So a lot of it depends on who you're playing in those particular games. And so we would be playing the number 1 team in the country on 1 day prep. We'd be playing the number 5 team in the country on 1 day prep, and we're going to Texas Tech, the number 13 team in the country, on 1 day prep. So those type of things make the schedule harder that what the analytics and people may not understand. But good preparation to make your team tougher and harder, though.
You got a group that seems like they'd play 42 minutes in a 40-minute game if you let them, or if they needed to. Does that help with that? Just the mindset of your guys?
I think we got one guy like that for sure.
Okay.
And he can play all day.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have a team full of, I think Trey can play all day.
Right.
Trey and Melvin, to me, are the guys that could play all day. But the other guys, I think our conditioning has gotten better. I think if you'd have said before the season, Flory needs to play 32 to 34, I think you'd say, well, that's kind of a stretch there. And maybe we are playing him too much. Bryson the same way. And Darren, I think he's capable of being in that 32 to 34 range, but we haven't put him in that position yet, really. Depth is important. Production is important. But when you get into the postseason, sometimes depth doesn't play quite the same significance, because you get the extra 3-minute timeout in the first half that you get in the second half, and you get 30 more seconds or a minute longer on each timeout during the game because of a commercial. So it's more important, I think, from a foul problem standpoint or an injury standpoint than it is actually the production standpoint.
Bill, just kind of building off of that with the back-to-backs, what have you learned over the course of the years with the different type of personnel you have, and say the bench, the depth, that helps you improve preparing for back-to-backs, knowing how hard it is, especially the way you have the back-to-backs with number 1 coming to town on Monday and then number 5? Just how do you prepare for that?
I'm going to believe that adrenaline will take over and we can get through it, because we're not going to sacrifice Saturday to rest people for Monday. I'm believing that you know, we're gonna play to win exactly how we need to play to win, at least in our opinion, on Saturday, and then worry about Monday when Saturday's over. It's a great question. I think the best answer would be, how do you prepare will be the week prior of practice. Can you go 5 days in a row knowing you got a Saturday, Monday? Can you prepare for the second game the first part of the week before, so that way the players don't even know you're doing it, but you don't sacrifice preparing for the first game of that weekend. I think that's probably the biggest thing, is from a timing standpoint, how do you get your guys as fresh as they can possibly be for the second game, knowing that you're going to have to spend a lot of energy on the first game.
And another question a little bit outside, but Mark Turgeon hired for Ruse. Just what are your thoughts on that? For him to come back?
I mean, I love it. I coached Turge. I was a GA when he was a junior in school here. So when I say I coached Turge, I handed him water and a towel every now and then. So I think it's great. And I think his son's going to join him on staff, if I'm not mistaken. So that's fantastic. And Turge, maybe not in recent memory, but to anybody that's followed ball over time here, has meant a lot to this place. And he's so well thought of from people at this place that I actually hope our people support him at his new place, and certainly wish him the very best.
Bill, how would you grade your team going 7-2 through the first half of Big 12 play?
I would say we were certainly better the last 6 games than we were the first 3. I think we've gotten better. I wish we could play the first 10 days over, but we can't. But we've done about as well as you could do based on the hand we dealt ourselves after 3 games. So could we be better than 7-2? Yes. We could also be worse than 7-2 as well. So are we in the mix? I think we're just outside of it, but hopefully can play our way into the mix.
Last year's game at Utah probably was one of the low points. Do you show the team film for revenge motive, or?
Considering we have one guy playing that game that's on our team, I won't show him. I'll show him maybe video of how they attacked us and what we tried to do last year. But this team's so different. Their team's so different. Everybody's so different year to year now that we won't talk about revenge. But we will talk about how they handled us last year, and certainly we can't let that happen again.
What did the film tell you on Darren's 2 threes?
He was behind the line on both.
But was Melvin an unsung hero getting him the ball there, or?
Well, the first pass, he got him the ball. You could say, well, Flory's the one who got him open too with the screen. But the first pass, Melvin got him the ball, but the second pass, Flory set a screen and Melvin just jumped up and made it off the bounce. So if I was going to, you could say that about Mel, but you could also say it about Flory because he freed him twice.
The fans love him so much. There have been people saying they'd love to have him back another year. With all the crazy eligibility stuff, is there a chance he could come back?
I really think DP will not be here next year.
No, I mean Mel.
I know who you are. I don't know. I haven't studied it. I know that there would have to be some things that are done, and the NCAA has made statements that they're certainly frowning on waivers, so to speak. I think it was interesting to see that the NCAA denied Chambliss if I'm not mistaken, a 6th year. And his reasoning for applying for it was because he redshirted 1 year at the Division II level, which still means he got, what do you still get? 5 to play 4 even after redshirting or something like that. Or 4 to play 4 even after redshirting. So I don't really know or understand, but would I love that? Absolutely. I love coaching him.
Bill, obviously it's a little early to speculate, but I'm curious what you think about when you look at the teams that have made deep runs for you in the past. Do you feel like you see the traits in this team to kind of make a deep run, or is it too early to kind of make that?
I think it's too early to tell much. Do I think we have the capability to be really good by the end of February, early March? I'd say yes. Do I know that it's positively going to happen? No. Do we have to get better to get there? Yes. And we also need to be healthy. So there's a lot of things, but you know, if we're whole, you know, if and buts are candy and nuts, yeah, I think this team's capable to do some damage. But you could say that about a lot of teams that we've had, and then you know, you could say, well, good gosh, you had Wiggins and Embiid. Well, no, we didn't. We didn't have Embiid. You know, there's a lot of things that could happen that could definitely impact that.
I know Utah 9-13, 1-8. I know it's kind of a down year, but what stands out as you kind of prepare for Saturday to get ready for this?
The 2 guards scoring the ball. To me, they both can score the ball, and if they get hot, you know, if they have big nights, they can keep you in a game and win a game for you. No question.
Kind of a random question, but this is a doubleheader with a women's game. You guys don't do that very much, and I think Brandon said you've been trying to make one happen for a while. What do you think about that and having them one after another with the chance for people to stick around?
Yeah, I got no issues with it. I hope it's positive for them. Love to see people stay and support Brandon in the women's program. It's just you know, people stick around. That sounds good in theory, but what time is our game?
1:30.
And what time is their game?
It says 4:30. I think they may adjust it.
So based on clearing the building, cleaning it, and getting it back. So hopefully people will stick around. Hopefully people go get a bite to eat and then come back and support them. So and they had a big win. Was that last night? Yeah, a big win last night to get to hopefully have some momentum moving into the game.
You've certainly done it before, but I wonder, have you seen any benefits or fruits of bringing Tiller in early like you did last season? I mean, has there been evidence that him just being around has helped in any way, or?
It didn't hurt.
Sure.
But I would rather him be at his high school and be healthy and playing than being here and being hurt and sitting. So I think him being hurt may have stunted his development a little bit, more so than actually being here and studying. But he's done great, and he's getting better all the time. But if I had to pick my rathers of the two, I'd rather have a guy healthy and be here. And if you didn't think it was a benefit, why would football want to bring guys in at mid-year so they could go through the spring ball?
Sure.
So I think it obviously benefit, but I'm not sure it'd be a huge benefit to bring a football guy in if he's hurt and couldn't do anything anyway.
What when you decide to do that, or guys decide to do that? What I mean, is it the practice run they get? Is it the experience of traveling and going through it all? What's the biggest thing you hope to get out of it? I guess
I think it would be the practice, and the work ethic and the grind and getting used to it and understanding what wins and what doesn't win and what works and how we do things as opposed to what doesn't work and how you think things should be done. I think those are all benefits. I don't know about the travel though. It seems like to me that it takes one trip and you're caught up on that stuff.
All right, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.